It's refreshing to see this franchise treat mental illness properly, not for jokes. Red flag. I really dug the Thunderbolts. It's overtly about depression, loneliness, and purpose. Focusing on mental health and its side effects in the most perfect way with having the introduction to Sentry and the Thunderbolts. If you dealing with well, you guessed it, mental health. Thunderbolts is a movie that didn't need to be made. Nobody asked for it, nobody wanted, and even from what I hear about the actors' performance in this movie, even they acted like they didn't want to be in this movie. So why exactly did we get a Thunderbolts movie? With Sentry being the villain, first of all. And second of all, we have Yelena, of all people, Black Widow's little sister, leading the whole team, fam. Look at this. Why is Bucky in the back? Why is Bucky in the back? God, man. So not only are you getting all of those, that's what, 3 strikes already? Let me tell you guys something. What we are about to witness when it comes to these reviews, or at least reactions, it's going to blow your mind at how bad this movie really is. So let's just go ahead and get to our first reaction of Thunderbolts after the premiere last night. Thunderbolts has taken me by complete surprise, showcasing flawed heroes working through their darkest moments. It's refreshing to see this franchise treat mental illness properly, not for jokes. Red flag. Red flag. Each misfit gets their moment to shine, but Pew absolutely steals the show. Of course, they would have Yelena steal the show. Why wouldn't they? Because women, right? So if you're looking at this review and you're not already thinking, okay, red flag, red flag, red flag, don't worry. I've got more. Sean Chandler, whoever the fuck this is, I really dug the Thunderbolts. It's overtly about depression, loneliness, and purpose. The whole point is that they're reject characters. Now, let me just stop right there real quick, because all of the comparisons that we've seen of this movie, or at least the plot of this movie and the Suicide Squad movies, they try and make it seem like it's a more grounded, more serious level. It's not sounding like it is the way these guys are talking about. I mean, how many times have we had somebody talk about that? How many times have we even come across the subject, touched on that subject of depression, touched on the subject of mental health? I mean, the greatest example is Iron Man 3. At least that's the best way they did it. That's the best way they portrayed it. But if we're talking about mental health and we have to be in our feelings, like, why do we have to continue to do this with superhero movies? Especially with some of these characters I actually like. None of them are women. Anyways. I actually do like I at least like the Yelena character in Black Widow. But again, that was a completely separate whatever. 2/3 mostly ground action and 1/3 a horror influenced nightmare. I swear, if I hear the word, the term genre or whatever you want to call it, but I swear, if I hear horror used in the wrong way one more fucking time, they got away with it with Sinners. Look, I'm not gonna fight it. It just wasn't my taste of quote unquote horror. Good movie, but again, we're talking about in a day and age where all these movies are horrible, and you get a subpar movie, and then everybody wants to praise it as if, yes, we're back. The MCU is back. No, it's not. It's not. Feels like the MCU is coming together and building towards something again. No, It's not. X to doubt. X to doubt. So this is already 2 reactions that we've seen from last night where they're talking about depression, loneliness, and mental illness. So, I'm sorry, not mental illness, mental health. Which everyone that mentions mental health nowadays is probably dealing with some kind of mental illness, but that's neither here nor there. Now we have Jonathan Martinez. Again, don't know who this is. Just got to give them their credit because we're looking at their tweet. But Thunderbolts is an absolute beautiful story. Again, X to doubt. Focusing on mental health and its side effects in the most perfect way with having the introduction to Sentry and the Thunderbolts. Now, I was hearing some things, obviously, listen to other YouTubers and other people that have more insight or inside information when it comes to these projects, when it comes to these movies and Disney Plus shows. So I kind of stay back, in the shadows and listen to them because they have people that are actually working on these projects that have more clarity of what the movie is about or what the show is about. And I was hearing things about, okay, because my first thought was you have Sentry, right? Who actually has superpowers. No one on this team has actual superpowers except for Ghost. So, yeah, you got the super serum, whatever, but you're going up against fucking Sentry. So let's just be real for a second. That's why I said a while back when this whole movie got announced, I was like, there's no way, and that was back when they were looking at Steven Yeun at being Sentry. That was a couple years ago. But the first thing I said was, why not just do a Midnight Suns movie and you can put Sentry as a villain? Because this makes 0 sense to put Sentry in this movie. And we are going to find out, spoilers by the way, how they defeat Sentry later on in this video. So stay tuned for that. And it's in the most lame and gay way possible. Which I expected it because you have people that cannot really defeat Sentry. Even if they work together as a team, you can't defeat the guy. He's too powerful. Nonetheless, chemistry is amazing and couldn't have been a more powerful comic book movie than what it was. And can we just stop for a second and look through each of these reviews? They're using the same screenshot in GIF. Literally. On all these. Depression, loneliness, and purpose. There are reject characters. You mean like every other superhero movie that's been made since 2013? Seriously? And then here we go with this weirdo. I'm not even going to say his name. Honestly, if you have an issue with a woman lead in the MCU, your insecurities on full... Can we stop using the word insecurity? That's another word that just needs to be retired. Because I'm sick and tired of these people, these SJWs coming out here, and they're talking about oh yeah, you're so insecure because you don't want a woman. I'm like, fam, have you seen Alien? Have you seen Tomb Raider? Get the fuck out my face. Anyways, I'm not even going to waste time on that. Because that's half of my videos on my channel are about what his fucking accusations, but whatever. Florence Pugh is incredible in Thunderbolts, and trust me, Marvel, Disney, and actual fans of this universe don't need y'all. So yeah, don't see it then if that's your issue. This dude knows this movie's a bad movie, and here he is trying to save face. Here he is trying to... This is what I really hate. Now, this is a completely another issue that I barely even want to get into, but we're going to get into just because I want to let you guys know don't do this. Don't be this person. Don't be this guy. All right? He starts off this reaction with calling people insecure. So alienating the fan base already. Then he goes on to say, praise Florence Pugh, sucking her dick. She's not going to fuck you, bro. Trust me. And then he says, Marvel, Disney, and actual fans of this universe don't need y'all. Fan. You're not an actual fan of this universe. Because if you were, you'd actually want it to be good. You actually want them to do better, write better, so that we could actually enjoy these things. The MCU has not been enjoyable for quite some time. So, Leo Rydell, or Riddle, however the fuck you say your weird ass name, Nobody gives a fuck what you think, fam. Because you're the same, or we lump you in the same group of people that come out here and do this exact same thing 24/7 and start claiming that you're an actual fan. No. You're not an actual fan. Actual fans want good product. Actual fans want to be able to go to the movies and spend our money and happily spend our money on a movie that we're looking forward to. Real fans actually want to be able to not buy Disney Plus, but subscribe to Disney Plus again for good content. Daredevil was the last straw. Daredevil Born Again was the absolute last straw because that show was ass. Especially the ending. And we're somehow getting to season 2. But whatever. Neither here nor there. But this is what I'm talking about with these reactions, man. It's so forced. Now, can we at least get a based reaction from someone? So we have another review that says, I really related to these characters so much in Thunderbolts, had me tearing up near the end. If you dealing with well, you guessed it, mental health. A scene in a movie will hit you. So not only are we talking about mental, because I thought we were talking about mental health with the characters, like with the main characters. They're showing Sentry. Are we talking about mental health in terms of Sentry as well? The villain? So are we going to do this whole morally gray character thing all over again? I need a base take, man. I need a real reaction of this movie. Thank you, Verbal Riot. Wow. Thunderbolts was not good. Finally, somebody wants to be based. Finally, somebody wants to tell us the damn truth about this movie. Because I'm tired of hearing about depressed superheroes. I'm tired of hearing about these morally gray characters as villains, and the villain is now a good guy and blah, blah, blah. Because to me, that should be like once every blue moon when it comes to superhero movies. The fact that we get this in almost every damn superhero movie is blasphemy. Complete, utter blasphemy. I mean, think about it. Oh, let's go back to, 2013, I think, is when Man of Steel came out. Did we not get a depressed Superman? Didn't we already have a depressed Thor? Even a depressed Captain African American Falcon when he couldn't get alone? I know y'all remember that. Oh, and let's not forget Yelena and Hawkeye when they were crying together, holding each other in Hawkeye on the last episode. But yet we need more depression, more mental health talks in the MCU or in comic book movies in general. So let's go ahead, because Verbal Riot actually dropped a review of this movie. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to talk about a couple key points, including this whole Sentry thing.
The Sentry, guys, if you don't know this, the Sentry in the comics is literally Marvel's version of Superman. He's unstoppable. Why would they put a character like that in a movie where it's just a team of assassins who barely have abilities above most people?
We've been saying that since they told us, man. Thank you. Like I said, make a Midnight Suns movie. That's a layup. Just make a Midnight. If you're going to throw Sentry in a random ass project, do it for a Midnight Suns movie. Why would you do it for freaking Thunderbolts?
Good question, right? Because how would they beat him? How are they going to beat him? Well, I'm going to tell you how they beat him. They beat him with the power of love. I shit you not. They beat him with the power of love.
I told y'all, man. It's not like they're going to be able to get in a fist fight with this guy or be able to, team up and get this guy down. It's fucking Sentry. And you put him in this movie, and now you've pretty much put your writers in a corner. And you're like, all right, how are we going to get out of this? How are we actually going to defeat this character? How are we actually going to be able to subdue Sentry long enough for the Thunderbolts to get a dub in this movie? And our worst fear just came alive.
They go into his mind together and they love up on him, and they give him a big group hug,
This can't
and he
be real.
cries.
This can't
He
be
lets
real.
it all out, and then he turns back to his normal self.
No fucking
Oh,
way.
I should have mentioned that when he turned on Valentina, his other personality took over. He has a split personality. His other personality took over, called the Void.
Yeah.
And the Void has a...
And I'm not a Century expert, but obviously I looked up on Century when they announced the movie, when they said that Stephen Yeun was playing him, and I was like, I know Century, but I don't know him like that. And then obviously, the Void and all that.
completely different set of superpowers than the Sentry does. So the Void was literally out there just, murking people, right?
Annihilating people, probably.
So they love up on Bob, and make him feel good about himself. And then he's able to then fight the demon within, and everybody wins, right? Well, not so much. So after they beat Bob, and Bob is now on their side, they, see Valentina. They're telling her that they're going to take her in, and she's standing like behind this curtain. And when she sees them coming at her, she runs through the curtain. And so as they follow her through the curtain, it turns out there's a big press conference.
Isn't she supposed to be? It's supposed to be Madam Hydra, right? If anybody knows in the comments, I think she's supposed to be Madam Hydra.
And they're all standing in front of all these cameras. Valentina is there with a microphone, and she's basically saying that, hey, you know what? This is why we need my new team, because of worldly threats like the ones we just faced. They just beat them, right? So this is my new team of superheroes. And she makes it seem like she planned this all along, which, by the way, the way she comes off in the film is very stupid for a woman to be that high up in a shadow government.
And that should sum up every woman of importance in the MCU past, I don't know, we'll go Infinity War. Or Endgame. But, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, we don't need to listen to anything else. I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but you pretty much got the gist of what happens in the movie, right? Sentry did this overpowering, this basically OP guy, right? Super overpowered villain that they have. And you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Rebel saw it last night. He's giving this review on this movie from last night. They kill him with the power of love. If this was Snow White, I would completely understand it. If this was Beauty and the Beast, I would completely understand it. But we're talking about a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. We're talking about a comic book movie. Period. And we're talking about the power of love on top of touching on subjects like depression, loneliness, regret, and mental fucking health. Now, look, before I end this video, I just want to throw this out to you guys, because I was going to go see this movie on Thursday. I'm not going to spend my money to go see this movie now, especially hearing that the villain ends like that. They basically have a big group hug. It's a group therapy session. Like, I don't want to go to a fucking therapy session when I'm going to go watch bad guys versus good guys. Like, I don't need this shit. And to go back to that freaking weirdo that was talking about, well, we're real fans of Marvel and Disney, and no, you're not, man. Like, I don't know what the whole caping for like the weird agendas in these movies is, but it doesn't pay off for you, fam. It's not beneficial at all. All it does is water down these IPs to the point to where look at Star Wars. No one wants to watch anything Star Wars related anymore. That's how bad they fucked the product up. That's how bad they fucked that brand up. Marvel is doing the same shit, and they've been doing it since at least 2016. So what are we going to do? Well, again, I don't boycott. I don't tell you guys, hey, don't go see the movie. Go see it. I don't care whether you guys go see the movie or not, but I just want to let you guys know and give my opinion out there, give my thoughts on this out there, because I am a lifelong fan of this type of shit. And I'm tired of them doing this stuff, because what they do is they mask it. They say, oh, Thunderbolts is a really good movie. Oh, they put the word out there, right? Because they did a screening a long time ago. oh, Thunderbolts is screened really, really well. People loved it, blah, blah, blah. The MCU is back. Marvel is back. Meanwhile, as soon as the movie comes out, what is the vast majority of people saying that actually love the movie? What's the one thing they have in common with this movie? It's 2 words: mental and health. I digress. Hit that like, that subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's your boy Corn, and I am OUT.